There will come a time in your life when you will knock on every door and no one answers. You will pray and the heavens will feel like a wall. You will move in faith only to find the silence deafening. But hear this truth: God's silence is not his absence. Just because he does not speak does not mean he has walked away. Say the brain is not planted in noise. They are buried deep in the still soil of silence, where roots grow unseen. On when your eyes can't see and your ears can't hear. It is your spirit that must believe. This is the provable ground of all who rise when every external sign says, "Private your spacious Samra 6 ever and many great." Nothing is happening, but internally, you declare everything is working. The silence is not punishment, it is preparation. It is the space where character is built, where vision is refined, revisions, a rule, axe day, where faith stops being an idea and becomes a force. Do you think the universe works only when you hear its gears turning? No, the most powerful forces move in stillness. Ask the successful, the wise, the strong, and I will all tell you. The greatest breakthroughs came after the longest silences. That space where God seems far is actually where he's closest. He watches not to see if you can hear him, but to see if you can trust him when you don't. The promise was not made to your senses. It was made to your spirit. And when you hold to that promise in silence, you become unstoppable. So if you're waiting and wondering to mistake the silence for absence, instead, rise in it, believe in it, walk boldly through it, because just beyond it, everything you've imagined is waiting to be revealed. And when it comes, you'll realize it was never delayed, it was perfectly timed. Invisible forces are always at work, even when they cannot be heard or seen. Just because your physical eyes cannot witness movement does not mean that. Progress is not unfolding behind the curtain of the visible world. Much like the roots of a tree grow in silence beneath the soil long before a sprout appears. So wishly hey tree. The forces that shape your destiny operate in the unseen. There are laws, principles, and spiritual currents constantly responding to your thoughts, your faith, and your persistence. Every time you think a thought charged with belief, you set these invisible forces into motion. Just as gravity holds the planets in orbit without a sound, these unseen powers are aligning people, the processor's creed of slant in the ore. They're people, opportunities, and timing in your favor. The mistake most make is judging life by what they see with their senses. But those who achieve greatness understand what is unseen is often more real, extended, more powerful, and more active than what is visible. Trust the silence, trust the stillness, for in the absence of noise, the invisible hand is building the bridge to your answered prayer. Delay is not denial, it's preparation in disguise. What appears to be a pause in your journey is often the space required to shape you into the person who can handle what you've asked for. Life does not withhold blessings, it prepares vessels. A farmer does not curse the season between planting and harvest, for he understands that growth takes time. Likewise, your dreams are not being ignored. They are being cultivated in silence. The delay is the classroom where patience is tested, character is refined, and faith is stretched beyond comfort. If what you desire arrives too soon, it might overwhelm you or slip through your fingers. But when you allow the delay to become your teacher, you emerge wiser, stronger, and fully equipped. So don't confuse waiting with being forgotten. The delay is not life saying no, it is life saying not yet. You're becoming ready. Your faith must become louder than your fear in moments of silence. When life grows quiet and answers seem absent, fear will begin to whisper lies. That nothing is working, that you're alone, that you're forgotten. It is in these moments that faith must rise not as a soft hope, not as the wreck stacked, which is as more intake off, but as a commanding voice that drowns out doubt. Faith is not meant to be passive. It is an inner force that speaks with certainty when everything external seems uncertain. It declares, I will not be moved, even when there is no sign of progress. Fear thrives in silence, feeding on the unknown. But faith transforms silence into sacred ground, a place where trust is deepened and vision becomes clear. If you allow fear to speak louder, you will retreat. But if you let faith roar from within, you will press forward boldly, calmly, and with unshakable conviction. In the silence, it is not what you hear that matters most, it is what you choose to believe. When nothing is happening, everything might be aligning. Life often works in silence, behind the scenes, beyond what the eye can see. Just because you don't see movement doesn't mean progress isn't being made. Like the calm before a storm or the stillness before dawn, there's a quiet rhythm in the universe that sets things in motion long before the results appear. Pieces are being positioned, people are being prepared. Timing, connection, and readiness are aligning so that when the moment comes, everything fits perfectly. The visible delay is only the surface. Beneath it, there is orchestration. Trust that the silence isn't empty. It's full of divine activity, arranging the circumstances needed to bring your desire into form. The appearance of stillness may simply be the space where the impossible becomes inevitable. Here, your floor, and into my spieler. Unutterably, this four-dimensional purpose appears. It's easy to believe when everything around you confirms your hope-won doors open, signs appear, and progress is visible. When there's not belief, that is observation. Real belief is born when there's nothing outside of you validating your vision. So it's in those moments when the evidence vanishes, when the results stall, when the silence stretches, that belief is tested, refined, and made unshakable. This kind of belief doesn't need reassurance because it draws strength from within. It declares, I know it's coming, even when there's no proof it ever will. The greatest achievers, the strongest spirits, the most fulfilled lives were all built on belief that outlasted circumstances. When all outer signs vanish, you either collapse or you become unbreakable. And it is in that choice, in the fire of uncertainty, that true belief is not only revealed, but formed. The greatest tests of life come before the most powerful breakthroughs. Just before the dawn, the night is darkest. Just before the reward, the pressure intensifies. Life has a way of testing your resolve, not to punish you, but to prepare you. These tests are not signs that you're failing, are signals that you're close. The struggle, the doubt, the obstacles that seem insurmountable are not meant to stop you. They are meant to shape you. Every challenge is a question life asks. How badly do you want it? How strong is your belief? Will you continue when there's no applause, no guarantee, no clear way forward? Breakthroughs do not come to the one who casually wishes they come to the one who endures the test. Break, who walks through fire without giving up, who keeps building in silence. When it feels like everything is against you, remember this. Pressure always comes before the breakthrough. It's the final stretch, the last mile. Hold your ground, because just beyond this test lies the very thing you've been fighting for. Silence is the language of transformation. It is in the quiet moments, when the noise fades and distractions fall away, parchable as an undeep mon in mondanity, that true change begins to take root. Growth does not always come with fanfare, it often comes in stillness. In silence, you are forced to face yourself, your thoughts, your truth. This is where clarity emerges and where vision is born. The caterpillar does not transform in the spotlight. It transforms in the darkness of the cocoon. So too do you evolve in the unseen space where your mindset shifts, your inner strength builds, and your spirit realigns with purpose. Silence is not empty. It is full of instruction. It teaches you to listen not with your ears, but with your soul. It is the sacred ground where the old falls away and the new takes shape. So don't resist the silence, embrace it, because in its stillness, Something powerful is unfolding, the making of a new you. One, in moments of stillness, your inner voice becomes your guide. When the world quiets down and the noise of opinion, fear, and distraction fades, what remains is the truth within you. This voice is not loud or force-fueled. It is subtle, calm, and wise. It has always been there, waiting for your attention, waiting for you to pause long enough to hear it. In stillness, you reconnect with your instincts, your purpose, and your deepest knowing. You begin to realize that the answers you've been chasing outside were within you all along. The stillness strips away the noise of doubt and the clutter of confusion, allowing your inner compass to take over. And that compass, when trusted, will never lead you astray. This is the moment when self-trust is built on. You stop outsourcing your direction and begin to walk confidently in the quiet assurance of your own wisdom. Stillness is not inactivity. It is divine guidance rising to the surface. Your request has been heard. The answer is maturing. Just because you haven't seen the results yet doesn't mean the process isn't in motion. Like a seed planted in the soil, your desire has been placed in the fertile ground of the unseen. Churd works, else free, and now it must take root before it can bloom. The universe does not ignore sincere intentions, it nurtures them quietly. Answers are not rushed. They are refined. The timing is not about delay, it's about divine development. Circumstances, people, and opportunities are aligning behind the curtain, becoming ready to meet your request at the precise moment it can serve you best. Patience is not a passive wait. It's an active trust that what you've asked for is growing, strengthening, and preparing to arrive in a form greater than on one.